Hello friends! Today you're going to be finishing the winter tree that you started last week. If you did not start the winter tree last week or you just want to review how to draw trees, I've posted the video from last week on this slide as well. So if you want to watch that again to review or try again, you can do that. Today, rather than talking about how to draw the tree, I want to give you some suggestions for finishing the tree. And once again, since you are working from home, what you use and how you do it depends on what materials you have available and your own personal preference about how you want those trees to look when you're done. So the trees may remain a pencil drawing. You may just want to add some details and shading to indicate the sky. And to indicate details, maybe some animals, maybe a building, a fence, maybe a path. It's totally up to you what sort of details you want to add. But I wanted to share with you a couple examples of ways that I've done this as an assignment in the classroom. And I don't always do it the same way. Like I said, my goal was for you to learn how to draw a tree. And of course, if it were not a winter tree, you'd want to add some leaves to it. But what can you do with that bare tree to make it more interesting? So here is a more realistic sort of approach. And with this activity, we basically use black and white paint and Sharpie marker, and then a white paint to add below that horizon line, the snow on the ground, and then the snow in the branches. Now what I want you to notice is that the snow would sit on the top of the branch. Okay, so if you're going to try this, if you have white paint at home or you're drawing in the snow, what you need to pay attention to is you don't surround the whole branch with that white. You want the white to lay on the top because the snow's falling from the sky and then it's landing in the branches. So if the branches are more vertical, up and down, it would land sort of in that little V section right here, okay? And then the branches that are more horizontal, it would land and lay on the tops of the branches. And then of course you can, add snow to your sky. Now I had a little spray bottle that I put some watered down paint in. If you're at home and you're using white paint, you can get an old toothbrush and get the paint on it and sort of scrub the top of the toothbrush and splatter it a little bit. I don't do that in the classroom because it's just too messy to do in the classroom. So one of the nice things about working at home is if you have a space where you're able to do art and it's okay to get it messy, that's something you can try. But definitely ask your folks before you start splattering any paint so that it's okay with them as well. Just like I said, in the classroom, it's just too messy with a large group of people, everybody splattering paint. And it may be that you don't have the right workspace for that at home either. So definitely ask your parents before you start doing any splattering, but it is a nice, easy way to add that snowy effect with a toothbrush and some paint. You may want to test it on a separate piece of paper before you start doing it on your art to make sure that the paint is the right consistency. It can't be too thick, it can't be too thin, so you may need to add a little water to it, or maybe it just won't work. So I would test it before you splatter your finished art. So that's one option for you. Now maybe you don't have paint. This is the way I did it actually last year for Art by Me. And this year we're not doing Art by Me because many of you are working from home and it's just logistically too much to try and collect everything. However, what we did last year, we wanted to focus on using bright colors. I made it a little more abstract. Some people chose to go more realistic, and again, you're the artist, so you have choices about it. As long as you have trees, you did the assignment correctly. So, but I just wanted to share what I did. So I added some patterning along the horizon here, and then some sort of abstract clouds, and then I started coloring between the branches with different colors to sort of emphasize the shapes that were made in the negative space, the space between those branches. And that gave it sort of a stained glass effect. And then I just did some patterning below the horizon line on the land there. So you can go more abstract or more realistic when you're doing this assignment. Really, it's whatever inspires you when you think about those trees and how you want them to look. Do you want bright colors? Do you want to limit your colors? So this one has a very different look because I limited the number of colors that were used, just black and white, and then the blue we did on the blue paper. So this would be a more limited palette, and then this is a more bright, colorful rainbow palette. And again, basically the same lesson, but a very different look by what you do with that space around it, how you color the background, what you do with the negative space and the space between and around the trees, and so on. Okay, so you can finish it however you like. If you didn't finish drawing the trees, again, take a look at the other video. I'm not going to go over drawing the trees again, but that video is available for you. Please take a picture of your work and share it with me when you're done. If you'd like me to see it, if you want me to put it in the Highcroft Gallery, let me know, and I can do that for you. So enjoy finishing your tree. Use the rest of your art time to finish that tree, and I'll see you next time.